So it turns out the Joker is really the Joker, the clown prince of crime who's been portrayed as a straight-up clown, a lover of Prince, has dabbled into Darkseid a bit, I believe was played by Heath Ledger at one point, and now is an alternative rocker, so he's definitely had a lot of different incarnations. But all of these on-screen shenanigans lead back to one source, the comics. And while I know that not everybody reads them because they have better things to do and have real friends, I'm here to break down what's been going on in those funny books and what this big reveal for the Joker is. Now, it all started in the year 1940. Then 70 years passed. Now it's 2016, and after all this time of having a mysterious Joker who, yeah, at one point was Robin, and maybe at another point was a comedian who took a bath in acid, and yeah, at one point he was Martha Wayne herself, but you know, don't worry, everything was healed once she said her own name. The thing is that now he's been given an identity after Batman asked the all-knowing Mobius chair, yo, who would the Joker be? Now you may be asking yourself the philosophical question, why though? If the Joker's all about mystery, chaos, and us not really knowing how he got those scars, then wouldn't destroying that ambiguity make him less intriguing? It's like finding out the science of the Force.
What are midichlorians?
Midichlorians are a microscopic life form that resides within...
Boring. Perhaps it's just DC hyping up an issue for a boost in sales, or maybe they've actually had this planned all along and it's going to be mind-blowing. I'm just kidding. This would be the equivalent to finding out that Captain America's been working for Hydra the entire Either way, with the hype higher than Johnny Depp in an interview, the issue was finally released, and we learned that there are three. I thought Batman had asked for his name. What kind of thrift store Mobius chair is this that doesn't even give you a straight answer? Look, you may not be asking, is 3 a dude, or are they just pulling a J.J. Abrams and they're just not going to tell you, and it's kind of a little bit of both so far. You see, this whole build-up to the Joker's reveal came at a time when DC was doing this major apology to their fans with a thing called DC Rebirth, where they plan to just baptize all their books and hope that they're all born again. But what exactly is DC Rebirth, you might ask? Well, simply put, you remember all those comics your grandpa used to collect until one day he stopped, found a girl, and now you're watching this video? Well, DC pretty much got a great deal at Public Storage, vaulted all of those stories from the 40s up to 2011, and aimed to start brand new with a thing called the New 52. This was in hopes of getting a brand new wave of noobs to get hooked on comics, and well, it kind of worked. I mean, this was actually around the time when I really got into comics and almost got the rights to Batman signed over to me. But while I enjoyed the New 52 and spent all of my child support money on it, I realized as I started reading back issues that so many stories and characters that people grew up with weren't being used. Flash forward 5 years and DC chief Jeff Johns, who's also trying to Feige it up over at Warner Bros., decides to end the New 52 and start up the apologetic Rebirth. This bad boy aims to bring together all the storylines from the past 5 years and combine it with all of the funny book storylines that your dad collected as he grew up through a thing called the multiverse. A place where characters fight to be relevant. So now you may be asking, well, what's the multiverse and how are they going to combine all of these different incarnations? Well, have you ever seen Source Code or Days of Future Past, Back to the Future, Rick and Morty, Fringe, or you know how it's always been life is like a box of chocolates and then the government sent us through a wormhole and now it's...
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates.
Pretty much, it's alternate timelines, and that's how they're uniting all of the characters and the stories to be one. So, back to the Joker, or Jokers. To some, they think that the 3 really just stands for 3 different personalities that he has. Some believe that with the inclusion of the Watchmen, which, yes, the DC-owned Vertigo-produced Watchmen are now part of the DC, which is kind of funny when you think about Snyder having directed both movies, and also has Negan playing both parts, including the comedian, who some people believe may be an incarnation of the Joker. To me, though, with this whole talk of different universes and storylines coming together, I think it's just 3 different variations of the Joker. Just look at this page. We have the old school Joker, the Killing Joke Joker, and the face-ripping New 52 Joker. So this whole Joker reveal thing that was hyped feels like it was just to tell us, oh yeah, there's a bunch of different versions of the Joker. No duh. Maybe they'll rebirth the movies and bring back Christopher Nolan while they're at it as well. Thank you guys for watching this video, and as always, a big shout out to my Patreon supporters who help me out on a monthly basis and get cool perks like getting their names right there after every video. But I am curious to know your thoughts as always. What are your thoughts on DC Rebirth? If you're a nerd or if you're not a nerd, if you don't know anything about this, we can discuss your thoughts on the funny books and what they're doing in their line right now, especially as it seems to be connecting a lot to the movie universe also. Are you excited for what DC has in store? Did you like the big reveals, or do you think they should just sell the rights back to Marvel? We can discuss anything dealing with comic books, movies, and anything else down below in the comments section, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.